Time to go to sleep, big guy. I'm such a boss. What's that hissing sound? What the heck is that? What's up, fellow collectors? Today I'm talking about the Grunt Heavy, or Heavy Grunt, however you want to say it, from the Halo Reach Series 3 line. Very cool looking figure. Take a look at the packaging here. You got a picture of what Mr. Ugly Heavy Grunt looks like over there in the game. Bam. Looks pretty cool in the package. On the back you can see all the characters from Series 3. You got a bunch of Spartans. You got a bunch of huge variety in this series. You know, you got some campaign figures, you know, UNSC and Covenant. You got a bunch of Spartans, a female Spartan, red Spartans. You got exclusives. You got a ton of cool stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and open this guy up and review it. Alright, so as soon as you open up the Grunt, you're gonna have to do a little assembly here. You can put his backpack on. You got a little peg right there and a peg hole right there, and these just snap on right there. And you want to make sure that these little plastic connecting hose things that he's got on there are kind of pushed off to the side, otherwise you're not going to be able to slide the backpack through where you need to. And bam, got it on there. Looks really nice, and it's not going to fall off or anything. Once you get it on there, it's real snug, and it's really nice looking. Now you got to put on his gas mask to cover up his ugly Grunt face. It's got a little peg type thing right there. It just fits right onto this engraving on his mouth, and bam. Now that fits on there really snug too. Now you put on his helmet, and that just snaps right on there. Bam, there we go. And this guy looks freaking really cool, man. I'm really excited the way this Grunt turned out. You know, I think Grunts are just a really cool character in general. And the fact that we have all these different types of Grunts to work with is just really cool. Makes it easy to army build with, to have a bunch of different variety of things in a diorama or a display or on your collection. Very cool stuff. You know, I always think that Grunts are just kind of a funny character in the game. You know, they kind of add a lot of humor to the game, to the seriousness of everything. You know, a lot of times when a Grunt kills you, he'll say something really stupid, and it makes me laugh a little bit. It makes me feel a lot less worse about getting killed. So, yeah. Talking about the detail of this figure, looks amazing. I love the paint on her. Very nice forest green type of paint job here with silver accents all throughout. I like the sculpting on his backpack. That looks really nice. Really nice. And I like how scaly and rough and rugged his skin looks. That's very nice. And the face mask, again, I think is just really sick. It gives this Grunt kind of a I don't know, like a special ops, covert ops kind of feel, almost like the Spec Ops Grunt, you know. And once you take off the face mask, you can see how ugly the Grunt is. Bruh. Oh yeah. Look at that. Someone better shoot this guy in the head quick, because he is ugly. Put that back on. Cover your ugly self up. He does come with a plasma pistol, and the detail on that's pretty nice. Lots of great paintwork applications going into this. I really like how the blues and yellows and everything are just right where they need to be. Nothing's overlapping. Nothing's, you know, really sloppy or anything. The paint job is just really nice. And it fits right into the Grunt's hand. No problem at all holding the plasma pistol. Very awesome. And, you know, he holds it very well. He's not going to let it go. So I think that's very cool. I do wish that they actually gave him like a fuel rod cannon, because usually the Grunt heavies, you know, they operate vehicles or, you know, heavy weapons, you know, like a plasma cannon or a fuel rod cannon. But you know, I think a plasma pistol was kind of a cop-out to give him just something cheap, I guess. He also comes with a plasma grenade. And I mean, there's no like immaculate detail on here, but you can see it's got some sculpting on there. Looks alright. You know, serves the purpose of being a plasma grenade. Now, he doesn't really have the ability to actually kind of hold this thing. You know, you can kind of set it in his hands, but I mean, it's just gonna end up falling out of his hands. That's really about it for the grenade. Plus, he doesn't really have a spot on his body to actually like stick the grenade on there for like storage, like how the Spartans have pegs built into them. So really, I'm probably just gonna end up giving this grenade to an elite or Spartan just for their weapon's sake. Talking about the articulation real quick, he does have a decent amount of articulation here. He's got a head on a ball joint, and he can actually look around very, very nicely. I like the way that looks. You can do 360 at the arm here. And he's got a swivel motion too. And then he's also, there's no articulation on this forearm part, just at the elbow. And that's it. Same with the other arm. He doesn't really have too much waist articulation, you know. That's about all he can do. And the legs are very, very limited in the articulation. I wish the legs did have a little bit of a stronger build to them, like the legs were a little bit bigger, because, you know, looking at this Grunt, he's so big up top that the weight doesn't really distribute onto these tiny legs the best. You can get him to stand up very well, like a lot better than the elites, but I just wish the legs were a little bit bigger, so that way you can get him in a little bit more dynamic poses and stuff like that. Alright, here's a quick size comparison so you can see actually what the Grunt looks like in scale with the other Halo Reach figures. You can see he's clearly the smallest out of all the figures, and I think out of all the characters within the Halo universe, the Grunts are pretty much the smallest. I think the drones might be a little bit smaller, but they are a relatively small character. So you can see the elites tower over them, the Spartans are a lot taller, and even the human characters are a lot taller. And I really like that because you get a nice dynamic of, you know, shorter characters to really tall characters, and I think that looks really good for a display. So yeah, you know, overall this is a really, really great figure, and if you're a fan of the Grunts, definitely pick them up. I am a fan of the Grunts personally, and pretty much all the Covenant characters. You know, there's something about the Covenant that just really catches my eye, and I just want to build up a huge Covenant army with, you know. So that's just me. Great figure. Pick him up if you can find it at a great price. Obviously, you know, some of the Grunts tend to get a little bit rare after a while because so many people army build with them. You know, most people want multiples of each Grunt, not just one. So yeah, if you can find them at a cheap price, pick them up. Won't disappoint you. And yeah, check out my channel, guys. I got a ton of other Halo reviews on there and other Halo stuff, and I also do other lines of toys as well. So check out my channel, subscribe, comment, rate, do all that awesome stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video.